3 years, full-time travel, non-stop. We don't have a home. We don't have a home base at all. We're just on the road pretty much non-stop. So you're probably wondering, what do you pack? What's in your bags? How do you bring your whole life with you everywhere you go? Well, welcome to today's video. Today we want to break down exactly what it is that we've been traveling with over these last 3 years and hopefully well into the future. Have a look. Everything that is here in front of you is literally our entire life, and this stuff has gone into our suitcases over the last couple of years, and we've somehow managed to make it work. Now keep in mind, just recently the majority of the stuff that we had molded and rotted away in the north of Vietnam because of how humid it was. So we did have to replace a lot of this stuff only in the last kind of couple of months, except for a couple of different things here and there. This should be an interesting one, just to give you guys an insight into how we have been doing this full-time travel now for such a while.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so just to preface this as well, we're going to go to Yunnan soon. So we just bought a few long things, which we usually don't have. Let's just start off right away with our setup. Now, this is the new setup. Before this, we had these like giant backpacks that you see everybody walk around Southeast Asia with, basically. But we are a lot happier with this setup. So each of us has basically one of these like weekender type of bags, and then one of the roly-poly bags as well, which I have a notebook inside of. And then I have some runners to be active. I have some Vans, which I like the looks of. So it's just basically, if I want to feel good about myself, I'm going to put on the Vans. And then the obvious flip-flops for the beach. So those three sort of footwears are our essentials. Now, if you are a little bit more active, maybe you need hiking shoes or something like that. We don't. We are active, but we don't go hiking that much, so we don't have hiking shoes. Now, let's look at our setup here. Because we are gonna go to Yunnan, I just recently bought some more long sleeves, so I have 2 long sleeves here. I have a hoodie that I had before as well, which I really like to own for bus journeys and on airplanes and stuff like that, because it's usually cold. Then I have some workout gear, which is shorts and t-shirts that I cut the sleeves off of, which also doubles as a bikini in my case, because I'm not your bikini girl, and in a lot of countries also it's not necessarily seen in a good light to walk around in a bikini, so I usually wear a t-shirt and some shorts instead of showing it all off, basically. Then I have 2 pairs of long pants that are my just day-to-day basically leggings. Also, just to say it another time, as a female in the majority of countries, especially in Asia and in the Middle East, you have to cover up. So I'd rather have long pants than short pants. So I have way more long pants and long things than I have short things. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, I'm wearing 5 t-shirts that are not tight to the body. And I have an Indian kurta as well that I love to wear, basically. So this is just my clothes, and then there's underwear and socks, but you know what underwear and socks looks like? Yeah, I don't have to show you that. Good. Let's go to my electric side, or maybe, let's start with the emergency things. I do carry this emergency pack here, which might look like a little bit of a chaos, because it is. But there is everything from hydrogen peroxide to a steroid cream, to if you have a sore throat, if you have problems with your digestion system, all of that is basically in here. Some iodine, some plasters, stuff like that, in case somebody gets hurt. And to be honest, we used it a lot of times. So yeah, it's always good to have stuff in case something happens. I have my laptop, and then we have my side of the camera gear, which is basically the GoPro Hero 12 Black. And I have a diving kit as well in case we do ever go to the beach, which sometimes happens. And I have 2 extra batteries and another battery in this camera as well. Then passport, of course, and headphones, handbag. Of course, we do have toiletries. I just put this here as like a symbol of talking about toiletries. We do own toothpastes and toothbrushes and all of that stuff. And then there's also our cable bag. We just have like one massive bag which we chuck all of our cables into basically, so it all stays nice and tight with each other.
And I'll give you guys a rundown now of my stuff. So yeah, just to touch on the tech stuff that Naomi was talking about. So we have 2 MacBooks. These are both MacBook Airs. I use this one here in particularly. She uses this one. So I like to edit a lot of the videos that we post on this, and Naomi does freelance quite a lot on this one here. So that's kind of the main uses of the 2 MacBook Airs, and also for like streaming things like YouTube and stuff like that. Now in terms of cameras, our main camera is the one that we're currently filming on right now, and that is the DJI Osmo Action 4, which is our favorite camera that we have actually, and one camera that we will actually probably buy a couple more times, because we're going to be completely honest, GoPro sucks. It's usually a really bad camera in terms of low lighting and stuff like that. Just keep in mind, if you are looking for an action camera, DJI is the way to go, not GoPro. We have this camera as well here, which is our Sony ZV-E10 with a Rode microphone mounted on top. We also have some pretty nice lenses on there too. This is a 15mm G Master lens, 1.4 aperture, and this here is a 1.8 Sony lens as well. Also, this is a newer one, actually a newer lens, but we put out quite a bit of money into the lenses, quite a bit of money into the camera. We used the camera for roughly around a year or so, and as of the last sort of 6 months, haven't been using it as much because we have the Osmo Action 4. Now let me jump into this part here. We have hard drives, external hard drives. We only recently got into getting these because we film so much. Now this is something that you might want to keep in mind. If you're full-time traveling and you're not a YouTuber, you're not going to have to worry about this section, about the cameras and about this stuff. We have this stuff because our main job is making videos. So we have to have this stuff to store all of our photos, thumbnails, video content, everything like that goes onto these bad boys here. And these are 2 terabytes.
It's 1 terabyte each. Yeah.
1 terabyte each, yeah. So it's 2 terabytes of storage. And then we also have these sort of mini SD cards and stuff that we actually load into the cameras themselves. Battery pack as well. This is the DJI battery pack. You get 3 batteries in there. Super handy. You can plug it in, charge it, and then you'll have 3 batteries.
This one as well is a lot handier than the GoPro one, by the way. I really enjoy having this little battery pack. We bought the GoPro because we did some Songkran videos in Thailand, and this was a very sore point for the past few weeks because I wanted to buy another DJI, but Luke went with the GoPro, so now we are regretting it. Now in terms of health as well, we'll jump onto this. We have, this is like both of our stuff. So this is creatine. So I take creatine just as a supplement. Both of us are active as we can be. So when we're on the road traveling full time, it's very difficult to stay active. It's difficult to get into the gym. But over the last couple of months, we've been trying extra hard to get into the gym. So I've started supplementing with creatine just to help my strength levels get back up to where they used to be before we started traveling. This is magnesium glycinate. So this is the most digestible bioavailable form of magnesium that will help you, high absorption, I should say. It will help you sleep better, it will help you recover better, and it also, magnesium is something that will help you stay hydrated. And this here is cordyceps
mushrooms, which is one of Naomi's favorites, is to make a tea out of these, and then after you drink the tea, you eat the mushrooms. Cordyceps, lion's mane, all of these types of mushrooms, tons and tons of benefits to those. These here, vitamin C. So vitamin C is one that we have trouble getting in sometimes along the way. Vitamin D, not really so much of an issue here in Asia because there's plenty of sunshine, unlike Europe where we come from. If we were in Europe, we would be supplementing with vitamin D, but here it's vitamin C. Coffee. So coffee, this is probably, as Naomi said just before we started filming this is pretty much a running gag for us now. We are addicts when it comes to coffee, and the number one thing that we look for when we arrive in a new accommodation every time, is there a kettle so we can have our coffee? And if there isn't, that's a bad accommodation. So I'm going to quickly show you guys my side of the clothes now too. So I have sports stuff. So this is an NFL jersey that I have, the Saints, that I bought in Vietnam, and this is a Houston Rockets basketball jersey. I like wearing those things just because I'm interested in American sports, even though I'm Irish, as you can see by my passport. This is a t-shirt that I really enjoy. This is a random second-hand Thai night market in Patalong that I got for €2, I think it was. Or sorry, €1.
40 baht.
Yeah, 40 baht. 2 pairs of shorts plus the one that I'm wearing now. I legitimately have had between 2 or 3 pairs of shorts for the last 3 years, and no long pants until this week. So we bought 2 pairs. So I got myself a pair of leggings, very like second skin type leggings, because we're going up possibly 3, 4, 5,000 meters into the Himalayas soon. So I'm gonna need some longer stuff, and I need to be prepared for stuff like rain, stuff like humidity. So I got 2 pairs of super simple black long pants. One pair of tights and 1 pair of actual long pants. And here I got myself probably my first jacket that I've owned in maybe 3 or 4 years as well. This is a super simple Decathlon jacket that was $14, and it's like a fleece jacket that's going to keep me warm, hopefully, up in the Himalayas. But yeah.
And we still have towels and scarves. So sometimes you arrive in an accommodation and there won't be a towel, so we have 1 towel each, just in case, you never know. And I also carry scarves in case it gets too cold. And I do believe, headphones. Headphones,
so this is something that I will touch on as well, guys, is if you can get noise cancelling ones, these are pretty decent noise cancelling, and Naomi has a pair of AirPods that she likes to wear too. Noise cancelling headphones, super important. If you want to get work done, if you want to edit while you're on a plane, while you're on a train or a bus that's full of screaming children, which happens a lot here, by the way, in Asia, get noise cancelling headphones. If you're going to be on the road for a long time and you don't want to be in a tunnel of noise, which is basically what a plane is. But yeah, this is sort of the general gist. That's pretty much everything on this bed in terms of what actually goes into our suitcases. In terms of shoes, for me, I'm very similar. Me and Naomi are basically exactly the same in terms of it. So I have 1 active pair of shoes, which is my Asics. These are just runners, and these are the ones that I will use if we are going, for example, up into some mountains, if we're going hiking, if we're going for long walks. These are the ones that I also use typically whenever we're filming videos, because we're usually walking all over large cities and stuff like that all day, and they're very comfortable. These here are my high top Converse. So these are shoes. I've had Converse pretty much ever since I was a young boy. They're just shoes that I always have leaned towards. And these are also the shoes that I wear when I'm lifting weights in the gym, because they're flat. And if you know about lifting weights, you know that Converse are good for that. And then these are my flip-flops. So if I'm going to the beach, and I want to have some, if I want to have these, they're there. Most of the time I'll go to the beach just barefoot, but if I do need something more relaxed and chill, and I know that I'm going to be around the beach all day, these are the ones that I will go for. And that's pretty much it in terms of the shoes.
Now, in the last 3 years as well, just to say it, we started traveling with overall 30 kilograms worth of luggage. So we had one large backpack each, and then a small backpack for the front, basically, and that was about 30 kilograms. And right now we are in total at 15, maybe 16, probably 15 kilograms. So we halved ourselves basically by 50%. And so a lot of the things that we basically started traveling with and that we thought were super necessary were really not necessary. And then kind of each country that we went to, we decided to throw out little bits and pieces, and it got less and less and less and less. And this is the current status. And in all fairness, the long sleeves and the long pants usually wouldn't be here because the majority of times we don't travel cold countries. We have been kind of chasing the summer for the past 3 years. So yeah. And also maybe to say what we would do better, because this setup here is new, which we are very happy with, but we could still do it a lot better. We would keep the weekenders, but we would buy one suitcase that is a little bit bigger for just both of us, instead of having two small ones, because we still have too much space. And right now we are paying, if we do fly somewhere, a lot of times we're paying for check-in luggage twice. So we decided to, in the future, buy one roly-poly suitcase that is a little bit bigger, where we can put both of our stuff in, basically.
Yeah, one of the things that's going to run up your expenses when you're traveling full-time is check-in fees. So if you have to check in massive amounts of luggage every time that you're flying somewhere, it might not seem like much if you're a regular person that goes on holidays or whatever, once or twice a year. An extra $25 or an extra $50 or whatever. That's not a whole lot. For us, we're flying legitimately sometimes up to 5 or 6 times over the space of like 60 days, depending on how fast we're moving. Our upcoming trip that's coming up, we have literally 6 weeks planned out of trips right now. And in those 6 weeks, we're going to be on airplanes, I think 3 or 4 times. So those check-in fees add up massively. If they're not included into your flight costs, it's something worth thinking about. So what we've tried to do is minimize or cut down to as little as possible. And who knows, I think realistically in the next sort of 6 months to a year, we're going to cut that stuff down even more, and you're probably going to see us next year with 5 kilos each or something. The
goal is kind of to have just one backpack each and no check-in luggage. We're not there yet. We're working on it.
We are working on it. But I hope this has given you an insight into what it was or what it is that we have inside of our bags. We have a fantastic trip coming up that we're very, very excited for. And we're going to be going to Guangdong province. We're going to be spending a little bit of time around there, and then we're heading off to Yunnan, which is somewhere that we have been wanting to visit now legitimately ever since we started our travels. So, big adventure ahead of us. Let us know down below if you think we're prepared and ready for it, because I don't think so.
One last thing that I do want to mention, though, that if you are planning on going on an extended trip, there are supermarkets, clothing markets, H&M, everything that you might need is also available in the country that you're going to. So you don't have to be as prepared as you think. It's not as big of a scary thought as it seems in the beginning.
100%. Like, for example, something you guys are probably going to notice is we don't have tons of anti-mosquito spray, anti-bug spray, anti-blah, blah, blah, blah. That's because you can just buy that stuff pretty much in every country here in Asia, and the same goes for a lot of the other tropical places that you might be traveling to. It is something worth thinking about, but don't overwhelm yourself. Don't over prepare. I think it's actually better to travel travel light, travel under-prepared almost. And that's the best way to do it. It's going to free up your mind. You're not going to be carrying 20-30 kilos on your shoulders, which is horrible to do if you have a long 12-hour travel day somewhere to a country.
It's 40 degrees.
Could be 40 degrees outside, and you have a giant rucksack on your back or whatever. So travel as minimally as possible.
A lot of times as well, those mosquito sprays and whatever you want to prepare for whatever country, they're way better in that country and way cheaper. So if you buy a mosquito spray in Germany that is for the tropics, would be like $20 or something, and it doesn't even work if you go to Thailand, for example. But if you buy it in Thailand, you buy it for $2 and it's going to work perfectly fine.
Yeah, true. What you're going to find out when you arrive somewhere like Southeast Asia, they have a different breed of mosquitoes here. Yeah. Nothing is going to kill them from Europe, so you have to buy the stuff here. But yeah, like I said, this is quite literally our entire life, and I hope we've put into context sort of just exactly how we have traveled over the last 3 years. In terms of making money on the road and stuff like that, that's something we're going to jump into probably in a separate video. But this is our equipment. This is what goes into our bags. This is what we've been packing, and this is sort of how we manage to keep moving non-stop and not have to worry so much about our stuff.
As well, in terms of drone, because I'm sure a lot of people will ask, do you have a drone? Yes, we bought a drone on the way kind of in our first year, and then we got rid of it sort of in our second year because it was too much of a headache, and we got rid of the drone. I believe when we were in India we did that because everybody thought we were terrorists. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just so you know, no, we don't have a drone.
Yeah, guys, hope you've enjoyed the video. We're looking very forward. We're looking very much so forward to Guangdong, Yunnan, more China adventures. Make sure to follow us along for that. There's going to be tons and tons happening here on this channel. We're hoping to dive deep into sort of the rural parts of China as well. So yeah, for now, my name is Luke.
My name is Naomi.
We are the Two Mad Explorers.
And this is your reminder to keep exploring.
See you guys in the next adventure.
Shishi for watching.
Shishi.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.